You're listening to Main Character Manifesto, wellness, mindset, and identity shifts that help you live the life you do not need an escape from. I am Ceci, your no BS life coach and wellness bestie. Around here, it's simple. Eat what you love, move with purpose, think bigger, and show the hell up. Are you ready? Let's get into it. This episode is your 30-day money reset, how to shift your energy, your habits, and your income. Are you guys ready? All right. Before we get into today's episode, I want to acknowledge the cozy vibes we have going on today. I really wanted for this episode to be cozy and comforting and for it to not be intimidating because I know for a lot of people, talking about money, looking at your bank accounts and looking at all of the bills you have coming in may get a little bit overwhelming. So I thought to myself, let's make this a cozy little situation because behind the scenes, I've been doing a lot of money mindset work and I thought, why don't you share your journey and the practical things that you are doing in order to get ahead so that you can reset your energy, but also help others do it at the same time. Now, before we get into it, we already have our usual candle lit right here, but I have another candle that I love. It literally, it reminds me of summers in Italy. I have been to Italy. I've been to Rome. I've never spent a summer there. I've only been there in April once. But this is literally what I think about when I smell this candle. It's going to sound weird, but it's a Roma tomato candle, I think. No, it's called Heirloom. What is it called? Let me see. I can't see. It's called Roma Heirloom Tomato. And it is by Flamingo Estate. Now, these candles are not cheap. So, thank you for my sponsor. Just kidding. My brother gave this to me. But listen, Flamingo Estate, if you're listening, I would love to showcase your candles because they are so good. They smell delicious. I think this candle is like $60. I don't know. That's wild. Maybe 90. It's close to like Le Labo type of candles, but they smell so good. And I burnt this candle. The first time I turned it on was when I was going to my retreat it wasn't a retreat. It was, I guess you could say it's a conference. And it wasn't this past October. It was in Palm Beach and it was full of millionaire women making $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million a month. And the work that I did before going to the event was part of what the event was about, right? So this is a very high level coaching container that I've been a part of, and I'm so excited to keep working on my money mindset, my business, my goals, so that I can also share everything that I learned with everybody in my community. But the whole point of talking about this candle is that some of the rituals that we're going to talk about today are shifting the energy of how you feel around money. A lot of people think about money and their chest just kind of gets tight and they avoid looking at their bank accounts. They don't even know how many subscriptions they have in their reoccurring automatic payments coming out of their bank accounts, their credit cards. And let me just tell you, when I tell you that I am walking the walk right there along with you, it's because I am. I am one of those people. I have been saying, for the most part, I'm definitely not scared to look at my bank accounts. I love looking at every single time my high yield savings gets transferred. I get so excited. But let's talk about that fear that we get when we're like, oh my God, I'll do it later, or I'll look at that, I'll open that envelope later. Like, how many unopened mail pieces do we have? I swear, I feel like they just keep piling up. But if you have a system and you're not afraid and you just think about, let me just get this done real quick, then you are taking the power away from whatever gives you fear. With that said, we are changing our energy around money because that is one of the biggest steps into calling in more abundance into our lives. You cannot make more money. You cannot get the promotion. You cannot keep the money that you are constantly getting if you're not respecting the money that you have now. So, the first energetic shift that we're doing is we are going to feel abundant and we are going to feel wealthy and we are going to feel rich. So for me, burning a candle that is like very luxurious, and it doesn't have to be, I mean, this one right here, I love, and this was like a $7 candle from like grocery outlet. And I love that it's got this amber color glass. So it doesn't have to be like an expensive candle. It's just symbolic. To me, this was a gift. I already had it. And I'm not going to lie, I am going to repurchase it because every time I smell this candle, I think abundance and wealth, and it makes me step into that version of myself that I want to become. I want to become consistent and overflowing and showing up as that $1 million CEO that I know I will become one day. So what we're going to do, I was going to turn it on before we started, but I was like, you know what? Let's do this as a group. So let's include the class while we do this. Okay. So let's turn on our cutie little candle. So here we go. And honestly, candles, my sister said, why don't you get a candle warmer so that your candles last longer? And I do think I want to get a candle warmer. I did see a really cute one at Target, but I just love this part. I love the ritual of turning on the candle. Like I love that feeling of just having the match and lighting it. And I always say an intention. I'll usually say like more abundance or thank you more or whatever you want to say. But here we are. Now we have, this is an interesting combination. We have our vanilla candle here, and then we have our Roma tomato candle on the other side. So that's a very interesting combination that we have going on. But listen, you do you. I think this combination smells really good. I do love just the Roma tomato. It's very subtle. It just smells clean and subtle. Oh, it just smells like heaven, honestly. All right, so let's get into today's episode. This is a reset. You can start at any day of the month. It is not about budgeting harder. It's about becoming someone who feels safe, grounded, and open with money. So we're going to break this down into different steps, okay? Different phases. Like I said, this is a 30-day reset. You can start on the 1st, on the 10th, on the 30th. It's just 30 days. It doesn't have to be like on the 1st of every month, okay? So let's just get it going. We're gonna reset your nervous system. We are going to change your old limiting beliefs. And then we are going to take actionable steps to respect your money, because if you're not respecting your money, then you are literally repelling money away from you. So here we go. This is about changing your childhood money stories, not your future reality. All right. So let's talk about all of our old money stories, because if we reflect on everything that we heard growing up when it came to money, our parents may have repeated things to us that became ingrained on our mind. For example, money's really hard to get. Money does not grow on trees. Wealthy people are greedy. money is bad. Don't talk about money. Let's see, what are some of the things that kind of like my parents never said, don't, what's that word? Like they were very, very hard workers and still are. And they just worked really, really hard. And I heard a lot of the time, we don't have the money for that, right? Which is acceptable. I mean, they had 5 kids. There was 7 of us. Sometimes there was other people, my uncles, my aunt living with us. So money was scarce. These are some of the old money beliefs that I grew up hearing. Money is scarce. We don't have money for that. We can't afford that. And that's literally how my money story came. My dad is very fluid with money. I think that he is such a dreamer and he just literally throws money at everything. And my mom is really great with money. She's so frugal. She barely ever spends any money on herself. I literally have to be like, you deserve this. If my dad is spending on all of his projects and toys and whatever investments that he likes to make, you're also allowed to spend money on yourself. Like, that's okay. So here we are thinking about what our old money stories are, their beliefs, like money is stressful, money doesn't grow on trees, all of these negative beliefs that we have. So what we're going to do, this is going to be your first phase. Because before we need to change, we need to become aware of the things that we need to change. So the first actionable step that you're going to do in these 30 days is going to be write down every negative belief you have about money. So for each belief, once you have them all written down, the next step is going to be to actually flip it and reverse it. Okay. So we are going to flip each belief into a grounded, gratitude-based reframe. So this is not fake positivity. All right. This is something that you can actually tolerate believing. So something like money is so hard to get. That is a negative belief. You can actually reframe and think about things that have happened to you. For example, I constantly get new clients coming and reaching out for my services. That is one of my realities. No matter what I do, I know that I am magnetic and I do always get clients reaching out for me to receive some of my services. So that could be one of my resets that I do. Another example could be that money loves me. Money is so easy to get because if you think about it, we really do have access. You can easily go to the bank and get money out. So many people don't have the access to a bank account, or they don't have a savings account, or they don't have a job, right? So in a way, you kind of already know that every 2 weeks you're going to get paid, or however often you get paid. That is an example of money always flowing to you. You just don't acknowledge it and you don't realize how easy it is coming into your life already. Okay. So that's the first phase. We're going to acknowledge, we're going to become aware of our limiting beliefs, and then we're going to journal and we're going to flip it into positive money stories, because when you become aware, you are reframing your negative beliefs and you are rewriting them into wealth and abundance, energetic messages that you're sending into the universe. So who doesn't want that? I know I do. Okay, so now let's move into the phase 2. So now you're going to define your money goal. What is your money goal? Right now, you could be thinking, okay, I want to save money because I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car, I want to go on this vacation, I want to build up my emergency savings. Whatever your goal is, let's define it, because once you define what your goal is, it's like creating your roadmap. Now we're going to create a map on how to get to your destination, right? So think about what your money goal is. Because if you have no goal, you have no growth, and your money doesn't have a mission, okay? Clarity is the first step to abundance. So, the reason why it's so important to have a money goal is because once you have this idea and an intention of where your money should go, then it will be so much easier to get on that roadmap. Money doesn't respond to vagueness. Money responds to clear, decisive energy. So that's why you need to do a clear goal gives you the energy of direction. And this is about getting focused. It's not about pressure. It's about sometimes when you remove other options, then you get more clarity. So if you think of the one goal that you want to focus on for the next 30 days, and then once you're done with the 30 days, you can shift it into another 60, 90, or it can be like your yearly goal. So let's move on. So choose your money goal for the next 30 days. And whatever it is, it could be to save, to invest, to pay off debt, increase income. So you can literally name the number and the reason of what you want to call into or what your goal is. Let's say you want to save $5,000, right? So then that is going to be your money goal, and that's the number. And you want it to go towards what? To save for the down payment or whatever it is. Now that you have a clear, decisive intention of what you want to do, what your money goal is, then we have created clarity, we have created intention, and now we're going to get some momentum going. So let's go into phase 3. And so phase 3 is when we are doing our daily money check-ins. Okay, so let me tell you how important it is to change your energetic feeling around money, because so many of us walk around with that fear, like I mentioned before, and we are just avoiding everything that gives us a little bit of stress and anxiety. And this is what's going to shift that energy, because you're actually going to allow for the abundance of money to flow into you instead of avoiding it, which is repelling it. Okay. So let's do what we need to do, because if you're avoiding your bank accounts, that is your block. What you face, you can change. So let's face this head on. We are going straight into our bank account. We are going straight into our credit card accounts. We're going into everything that we owe, and we're going to write it down every single day. I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but listen, writing down all of the numbers every single day, even if they're not changing, is going to give you that energy of taking your control back and getting rid of that fear. Because once you face things head on, then you actually take away the power that it has over you. Avoidance is a nervous system response. So we need to shift that into a positive nervous system response. Money doesn't feel safe when it's ignored. So you're literally repelling it. And the way to undo this is to talk to it, nurture it, see it, write it down, acknowledge it. And that's what we're doing with affirmations. We're talking to it. We're acknowledging it by writing it down every single day. On our journal, we're going to look at every single day and we're going to write down the totals. And that's going to make you feel safe looking at your bank account, because awareness builds confidence faster than affirmation. And movement is just going to make you feel even more powerful. So your action items are: check your accounts daily. And when you're checking these accounts, get in a good energy. Do not be scared. Do not talk down to yourself. Do not say you should be further than you should be. And just let it be. Okay. Just write them down and say, I am so proud of myself. This is my step to abundance. Now you're going to track what's coming in and you're going to track what's going out. If this is too much, you're just going to track your daily balances, okay? Keep it simple. Just write down the daily balances that you have and then let that be, okay? Now, let's move into another actionable step that is gonna give you that energy of respecting your money. I have always said this, that until we start respecting our money, and this is a big one for me because I've done it, but I haven't fully done it. And I need to dive deep because I'm in it with you guys. We are doing this together every single time I do this. And listen, these books right behind me are money mindset books and they have helped me. I will actually link them. So I love Ramit. He is amazing. He is one of the books that and actually his Netflix series, oh my God, amazing. He literally tells you cancel everything, go to zero, and then see what you miss and then add things back on. And that's one of the books right behind me. So let's move into phase 4. We're going to cancel unnecessary charges. This is what we are going to do to respect our money, to stop repelling it. Your subscriptions are stealing your future bag. Cut the leaks and watch the abundance flow. Whew, that gave me chills. Okay. The most important thing about this is to pay attention to the fact that I said these are money leaks. So many times we think that spending money is how we're being irresponsible with our money, but the other way that we don't realize how irresponsible we're being is by these money leaks, this draining energy, because it is money that is coming out of our account without us knowing, even though we kind of do know, but it's subconscious. We're avoiding it and we're letting this money just leak away. It's like if you have this container full of water and you're in the desert and you can't keep that full because your money is leaking. The water is leaking out of the container and you can't drink it fast enough because it's just leaking out. And the more that we pay attention to these money leaks, the better that we're going to feel, and the more respect our money is going to feel towards us. And it's just going to change so much. You're going to feel so much better. So this isn't about depriving yourself. It is about aligning with what is meant for you and what actually you want to keep in your life. A lot of these things you don't even want. So cutting them out of your life is going to make you feel stronger, more powerful, and it's going to literally track way more abundance into your life. The next one is cutting excess. This creates instant relief. So anything that you are doing more of, like maybe eating out too much or whatever, all of these extra payments that are coming out of your accounts automatically that maybe you don't need, all of this needs to go, baby. Okay, so your actionable steps for this is to review all of your subscriptions and your auto charges. This is where you're going to start cutting the cord into these leaks that we have going on with our money. So cancel anything that you forgot you had, cancel anything that doesn't support who you are becoming. Something that maybe you're like, well, I don't know. Like, cancel it. And then if you miss it, bring it back. If it's actually serving a purpose and giving you value, then bring it back. But if that's not the case, then don't. Okay. And let's move into phase 5. Okay. Impulse buys are dream killers and they're draining you dry. So let's talk about intentional spending. Who else has been personally victimized by Target or Home Goods? Even Amazon. Oh my God. I feel like Amazon is the online version of Home Goods and Target because it's actually worse. When you go to Home Goods and Target, you actually have to get in your car and drive to the location, get out of your car, get a cart, you walk down, and you actually have some time to walk around the store and take things out of your cart. But when it comes to Amazon, whew, that is the worst offender because you can just do one click to buy and you already committed a crime, baby. Like, ooh, the way that Amazon just has us by a chokehold is crazy. What I like to do and what we're going to do here is we are going to give some intention to our shopping, especially these impulse places where we are going to pull the trigger a lot faster and not think about it, not connect it to what is our money goal. How does this make me feel? Is this a want or a need? And let's move into the feeling of it, right? So impulse spending is often emotional regulation. I said it again. Impulse buying is often disguised as emotional regulation. And if this hits home for you, I'm going to need you to rewind it and repeat it because, yes, I am not sugarcoating it. You need to stop regulating your nervous system with your shopping habits and actually see if what you're purchasing is aligned with your money goal. And if it's not, then that just means that you need to regulate your nervous system in a different way. The way that we're going to put a stop to this is by putting a pause on our shopping culture, our shopping, what do you call it? Our shopping routine, I guess you would say. Pausing. So we're going to add some pauses, and this is going to break our old money patterns. Okay. This is going to build our intentional spending and it's going to build self-trust. The way that we're going to do this is every single time that we're going to go to a place where we know that we may purchase things that we don't need, we're going to think about every single item and we're going to say, is this a want or a need? Once we define that, and if we say yes to either one of them, right? It's a want. What if it's yes, a want and a need, or yes, a want, or yes, a need? Okay. Now that we have defined what it is, now we're going to say, does this support my money goal? Does this support me saving $5,000 by the end of the month or by the end of the summer? Right? So connect it to that. And if it's no, it doesn't support my money goals and I don't need it, then I don't take it. And this is the hardest part because you're actually going to have to stick to it. And then you're going to have to be like, okay, I respect myself. I respect my money. It does not align with my goals and I'm holding myself accountable. This is going to be so life-changing for you. If you get into the habit of sticking to your word and saying no to the things that don't align with your goals, then this is going to be such a game changer. And the energy that you're sending out into the world is that you respect your money. So then more money is going to abundantly flow to you. I'm telling you, this is where the magic happens because then you're going to build intentional spending culture and this is going to build your self-trust. You're going to know that the more money that comes in, the more you're going to respect it and the more you're going to funnel it into places where it needs to go. Your high yield savings account, you're saving for your down payment, you're saving for your house, whatever it is, it's going to flow to you even more because you're respecting it. Each aligned no is going to fund a bigger yes. Isn't that exciting? Woo! I'm so excited already. Once we've done that and once we've reset our shopping habits and we are aligned with, yes, I need to say no many times if it's not aligned, then we need to move into phase 6. And this is, we need to move into a gratitude ritual Because before you get the abundance, before you get all the money coming in, before you get the new promotion and everything that you're calling in, you need to be grateful and respectful of the money that you already have. That includes being grateful for the bills that you have, because that means that you can pay these bills. You have the money, you have the bank account with money in it, you have maybe the credit card with good interest rate that allows you to extend some payments so that you can have flexibility. All of these are things that we can be incredibly grateful for. And if you're respecting these things, these opportunities that you get, and you are not just charging your credit card with everything and then avoiding and just paying the minimum. Paying the minimum on your credit cards, let me tell you, it is the lowest of the low energy that you could literally tell the world, that you could tell the universe. And the universe is saying, okay, she can only pay that amount, so I'm not going to send her more because that's all she can pay. If you become that person that can have a $25,000 credit limit and then you pay that $500 payment that you charged on it, or $1,000 payment that you charged on it, even if you break it up into 2 or 3, but you're paying them off consistently, the universe is going to send you more money because the universe knows that you can handle large amounts of money respectfully. Okay, so this is all about resetting your energy and changing the cycle of how you're using your money and how you are acting around your money and your relationship with money. It's so deep. It's a lot of old trauma that we hear from our parents, that they heard from their parents. And it's actionable steps that we can take. But the hard work is when you start saying, no, I don't need that. And let me tell you, this past year, I have been on camera so much. I have been to multiple events. I have gone to really amazing venues and I've had so many amazing experiences. And this is the year that I have shopped the least amount. I have reused the same clothes over and over and over again because my money goal for this year was for me to invest in my business. It's me investing in my podcast, me investing in my coaching programs and my coaching business, and really showing up for myself. It wasn't about my outfits and the fashion. Even though I love dressing up, I'm a fashion girly. I know, and I told myself, if you have good taste, then you already have the clothes. Use what you have. So that has been a challenge for me to not go out and shop for every event that I go to. I actually regret, there's one place that I regret not shopping for a dress, but I actually did have a dress that I didn't know that I had that I could have taken to this one event that I'm saying that I regret when I went in October to Palm Beach. There was a gala at the end of the night, or at the end of the 4 days, and I didn't feel like I dressed appropriately. I would have wanted to have worn something different, more glam. So I do regret not having a proper dress for that day. But then I got home and I went through my old dresses that I didn't know that I remembered that I had, and I literally had the perfect dress that I could have worn and I didn't, right? And the big reason I didn't know that I have that is because I was avoiding all of the things that I have, all of the clothes. And it's just this toxic cycle that we go to when you don't pay attention to what you have. You have abundance, but you think you don't have enough. And this is what this step is about giving, acknowledging what you have and being grateful for it, and then funneling whatever you have into, okay, I don't need this anymore. Let me sell it. Let me gift it. I have also been putting things up on Poshmark and just respecting my money, what I don't need, respecting my space, minimizing. Am I perfect when I'm doing this? No. Does it weigh down on me? And is it hard for me to move and to go to the next step? Absolutely. I am human as well. But I am aware and I know that even if I'm moving at a really slow pace, I'm still going to get there, and you can get there too. Now, these next 30 days, if you actually implement these things, you're going to be in such a great energetic place that you're going to be able to keep that momentum going, and you can literally keep doing this cycle of the 30 days over and over and over again, and you can keep changing your money story, you can keep changing your money goal, and then you're going to be at a place where you're like, wow, this is amazing. I'm never going to keep going. And that's the point. This is not just about these 30 days. This is about the rest of your life and building that wealth that you know that you are designed to receive. This is the money, wealth, abundance that is already yours. You just have to become energetically aligned to receive it. Also, can we talk about how the lighting changed? I don't know how that happens. I think when I move, my camera changes from night mode to day mode. I don't know, but I'm loving the rosy kind of like rose gold vibe we have going on. Okay, sorry. Let's move back to our energy and our phase 6, which is our gratitude ritual. This is where your wealth management is gonna go because we're resetting our money mindset and our energy. Because gratitude is your wealth magnet. Gratitude turns pennies into possibilities. And if you see a penny on the floor, you better pick that up and you better say thank you more, because the amount of times that I am walking around and I see a penny and I pick it up, I will say thank you more. And then before I know it, I see a nickel. Before I know it, I see a quarter. I was at a concert this weekend. I found $40 on the floor. Okay. I asked people around me if it was anybody's and they said no. So I kept that. And also, we were walking back to our hotel because we were like super close, and there was these like creepy Ubers trying to give us a ride, and we're like, no, we'll walk. But my friend was super tired, and then this one guy was like, I'll take you, and we said, how much money? And he said $20. It was literally down the street. So we're like, no, it's okay, we'll walk. And he said, I'll take you for free. That moment, I knew I was giving him one of the $20 that I found, because he first said $20. He knew he was like aiming too high, but then he was a kind person and he said, yes, I will take you for free. And he took us down the street. He dropped us off and I said, thank you very much. And it was the $20 that I had found on the street, or not on the street. I had found them like on the floor. So he was like, thank you so much. And we said, you are a good person. You were going to bring us here for free. So thank you. I hope you have an abundant day. When he said, I'll take you for free, I've had a really good day. Like, he was acknowledging the fact that he's had a good day and that he was grateful for what he had gotten. And so then he naturally wanted to be abundant and give back to someone who needed it. That made me want to give what I had found and share that wealth with him. And that's also paying for my friend, right? Anyways, that is what we're doing today. We are changing our gratitude and we are calling more of that into our lives. This is our wealth magnet, because gratitude doesn't mean settling. It signals safety and that you have enough. Money expands where it feels appreciated. So listen, let's be so appreciative of our money, because we are so ready to expand, and these next 30 days are going to be insane. Okay, this episode drops on Friday, and you better believe that you better believe that Monday I'm going to be doing this right along with you. And I'm excited about it. I've actually already started. I've been doing some stuff, but officially, I think I should like record it and do maybe like a little YouTube video of my 30-day money mindset story. So watch out for that. Let's go over our actionable steps. Okay. So for our gratitude section, this is going to be your daily gratitude, and it's going to be for money received, money saved, and money spent intentionally. So you're going to thank the money as it leaves and thank the money as it arrives, because when we pay for a bill, what we're going to do is you're going to write down either on a piece of paper or on the actual bill, and you're going to say, thank you, paid. And that is sending a signal to the universe that you have enough money, so it's going to send you more. Okay. And you're saying, thank you for the money, and it's paid. This is how gratitude is turning your pennies into possibilities. You're doing so good. Thank you so much for sitting here and listening to this whole episode. We are getting into the last phase. Now, this is where we are turning our repetition into magic. Phase 7, we are focusing on that consistency. Repetition isn't boring. It's bank building magic, because when you repeat this good energy over and over, and you talk about abundance, and you act and you respect your money, that is just building your bank account up and up and up. And it is allowing you to expand, to be able to receive more and more into your life. Consistency builds that new identity that you are building, and that identity will attract more income. Most people quit right before the momentum hits because they want instant gratification. And when you don't have instant gratification, then you give up. But here we are playing the long game, okay? We have big goals, and we are going to focus on the consistency and the feelings of feeling good about money, not the results. The results are going to happen, and they're going to come to you no matter what. And the reason why most people quit is because they're results oriented and not because they're focused on their habits and how they make them feel. That's the difference. That's the shift. That's the magic. You need to feel good in order to attract what you want into your life. And here are your actionable steps for this phase. You're going to repeat the practices that worked. So every single day, you're going to write the balances on your accounts, on your journal. You're going to write down your positive money story, because you already are aware of your negative beliefs, of your negative money story. So now you're writing down one positive money story. You're writing down your totals for your bank accounts. You're writing down thank you paid on all of your bills. You are stopping and resetting with your impulse shopping. This is when you keep repeating what works. It's doing things over and over again, because that's how you get momentum, and that's how you create change, and that's how you change your energy, and that's how you attract abundance back into your life. Because you need to focus on who you are becoming, not who you are, not who you've been, not who people think that you are. You need to focus on that abundant person that you're becoming, that allows for this expansion of abundance, wealth, and money and happiness. That's what we're working on. That's who we are focusing on. Okay. Rewriting our money story is one day at a time, one habit at a time, consistency, and the gratitude and the right energy. And listen up to this, okay? I'm going to need you to stop and listen. Abundance loves consistency. Show up, and it will too. I feel like that needed a round of applause, because it's so simple and we overcomplicate things so much. We overcomplicate things. We really need to stop, simplify, and just keep doing what works. Stop overcomplicating your life. This reset isn't about fixing yourself. It's about creating safety, structure, and trust with money. When your relationships with money shifts, the numbers follow too. And this is something I want to leave you with. Money isn't something that you chase. It's something that you learn how to hold, respect, and attract. This is how we become wealthy. This is how we are going to become millionaires together. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I have had such a fun time putting this together. Money mindset is something that I've been working on myself. Like I said, I have some books here that I will link. And also, if this resonates with you and you want me to do more work, I will absolutely do it. Actually, I have a money mindset worksheet that goes really well with today's episode. It basically breaks down everything that we've talked about today. So if you're interested in that workshop, I will put a link to it on the show notes so that you can easily access it and listen to this episode over and over again as much as you need to write down all of the actionable steps to reset your money mindset, to reset your old beliefs around money, abundance, being wealthy, staying wealthy, respecting your money, saying no. Saying no is going to be such a big one. That has been a big one for me. And it's almost like the more I say no, the more peace I get within me. Now, my next step is to keep purging all of the things that I don't need in my life. And that's included in my room and all of the extra clothes. I mean, the amount of bathing suits that I have that I don't need to go. So, getting rid of what doesn't serve you, that's creating space for more things to come into your life, more abundance. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed this like moody little situation that we have going on. I actually love this because whenever I am talking and thinking about things that I'm passionate about, I love to just kind of like visualize and look up into the sky. Like I'm literally looking straight up into the ceiling when I'm talking, and it just allows me to flow better. And when I'm sitting in front of the camera and the lights are on and everything's like, beautiful with the lighting, and I look presentable and I'm looking into the camera, I lose my track. I lose my train of thought often because I catch myself in the camera and then I will be like, oh, you're not looking this way, you're not looking that way. And then I lose my train of thought. And so I get confused easily. So I quite enjoyed this episode. I hope you did too. If you're listening in audio, then you don't even know what I'm talking about, and it's all the same for you. But my vibe for today was super chill. I'm literally wearing my New York sweater that I got on the street of New York when I went to visit my friend. I love it. And I have my abundance candle. Actually, I should link it for you guys as well. Um, it's one of my favorites. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this episode and you enjoyed the show, please like, save, subscribe, share it with a friend. I would love to help as many people as possible. And when you share it, when you comment, when you subscribe, you are telling the algorithm that my content is serving you and it is helpful for others, and that will allow us to help as many people as possible. So thank you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. And I can't wait to hear your abundance stories. Please tell me what abundance came to you by the end of the 30 days. Please tag me on socials. I'm on Instagram. Leave me a comment wherever you're listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And until next time, keep showing up. I appreciate you. Okay, love you. Bye.